Attention outlet shoppers, right now at Banana Republic Factory and Gap Factory.
The views and opinions expressed by callers, guests, and hosts do not necessarily reflect those of the Black Talk Radio Network and Black Talk Media Project. Black Talk Radio is new black media for the new millennium.
All right, welcome in to the Mind, Body, and Spirit show on this Wednesday evening. And it is April the 12th, 2017. And this is a beautiful day because it is my born day. So happy born day
to birthday
me.
To you.
To me, yes.
How lovely. Special day.
Yes. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you to the light. Yes, it's a lovely day. But every day is a lovely day. I know this one guy, when you say, hey, how you doing to him, he's like, every day is a holiday. Every day is a holiday. So every day is a beautiful day. And really, every day is a birthday because if you wake up, that's what some people say. If you wake up, that's a birthday. So,
exactly.
Yeah, celebrate your life. Exactly. Celebrate your life. And this weekend is Easter weekend. People will celebrate the Easter holiday. And that's when Jesus died on Calvary on the third day. Oh, Lord, have mercy. If I had to do one more of those sermons.
Pretty hats and pretty dresses and the children in their little suits and the little
Easter
fluffy
speeches.
dresses.
Mm-hmm. God bless all of you. Mm-hmm.
I know. I never have figured out what the Easter bunny has to do with the eggs and the chicken and the rising, but I guess it's been there together.
Well, some people speak on that as a fertility with Easter and Esther, and there's some history behind that, but it's not all of this Easter bunny laying eggs kind of thing. But there is some fertility and all that connected to it. So, anywho, this month is the month where, as one of my favorites, but he is one of my favorites, Prince Rogers Nelson, who was born June 7th, 1958 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, made his transition last year around this time, actually April 21st. He was 57 years of age, and they say he died from accidental fentanyl opioid overdose, which a lot of people are dying from this fentanyl. Remember last week we had John Potash, author John Potash, on speaking about his two books, Drugs as Weapons Used Against Us. And I think that now an update should be done in that arena on that topic, because we have Whitney, who have since passed, as well as Prince. And both have been said to have overdosed from these drugs. And so whenever you hear about someone, like some celebrity or significant person that's outspoken or activist dying in like planes, and plane is a dead giveaway, plane crashes, there's something up with that. Okay, right now I can name 3 people right quick. Okay, let's go. Ron Brown. Remember the plane with the Barcades people? J.F. Kennedy Jr. That's just 3 I can just name right now off the top of my head. remember the Barcades, and who was on that plane with them? It was like somebody connected with Otis Redding or something like that. I can't quite remember the details, but I mean, that's just what I can think of quickly. And God knows there's so many others. I can take it over to the continent. What's his name? Mikhail, his wife, Mary Mandela, he died in a suspicious plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always suspicious. So
Yes.
anyway, but Prince Rogers Nelson made the transition April 21st. So that'll be coming up soon. I wonder if people having some type of celebrations planned. Maybe Houston should have like a purple celebration. I remember when he did pass last year, and all the cities were honoring him with these purple lights on the buildings. And I called down our city hall to talk to our black mayor, who's not too much older than I am. And I know he grew up on Prince, and heck, he wouldn't even light the darn lights, city hall lights for Prince, saying that I forgot some other group had reserved it. I said, well, I'm sure that group wouldn't mind if some purple was shown in honor of Prince for at least a few hours. Everybody else is doing it all over the world.
All over the world.
All over the
All
world. I
over
was
the world.
that. Mm-hmm.
People go to a little New York.
Except, Lord have mercy. Yeah, but anyhow, how are you, Feather Life? What's been going on with you?
I've been doing well. Still evolving.
Still evolving. Yeah.
I was thinking about that the cocoon poem that I used to share about the caterpillar who's been struggling, trying to get out of his little cocoon thing that they're in, so that they can, become the moth and become the butterfly.
The butterfly.
Yes, and it seems to be so painful. It's supposed to be. The transformation is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be so you can learn. And so the premise is the moth is full of fluid, and there's no way that they could possibly lift themselves off the ground and fly unless the fluid is eliminated. And so this elimination comes to going through this tiny hole, squeezing themselves through this tiny hole, which is a little bit painful and it takes a while. And then they come out, released of the extra fluid, and they're light and they're lightweight and they can fly. Pick the caterpillar up, and he made the hole larger so that he wouldn't be struggling so. But in doing that, he prevented the moth from being able to release all the extra fluid. Right. On the ground, able to fly and transform into the butterfly that was meant to be. So sometimes it's kind of painful when you're going through a transformation. It's part of the process.
Part of the process.
Part of the process. Okay. I get it.
Yeah, that's part of the process. We just have to push through that, just like the caterpillar pushing through the cocoon. Pushing through, make your way on through, and make that transition, and it will all work itself out, because this is what you have designed in your life. This is what you've written, or this is what you desire, or this is what you are putting out to the universe to return to you. This is your energy, your thoughts, some would say. So, yeah. Push through. Push through. You have a quote for us?
Yes, I do. I will start off with this one. This is by a famous person. I want to see if it sounds familiar. Okay. I have a bevy of them this evening in honor of your birthday, your born day, so I will connect them with our topics as we go. Usually, when people are sad, they don't do anything. They just cry over their condition. But when they get angry, They bring about change.
Bring about change. Change.
Does that sound familiar?
When people, that does sound
Usually when
angry.
people are sad, they don't do anything. They just
They don't do
cry,
anything.
hold up position, woe is me, why is this happening?
They become stagnated in the insanity.
But when they get angry, they bring about change. Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
That sounds like in the get angry, people.
Get angry. Get mad.
Listen.
Yeah. He became so peaceful though in his last few days. Which he was always a peaceful person. He just said if somebody put their hands on you, you send them to the cemetery.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, he wasn't like this violent person.
Running down the street, knocking people out.
Not nearly as violent as these people I see. So, yeah, I love that. Malcolm, of course, I always can enjoy Malcolm X quote. So, thank you so much
I
for
have
sharing
one
that.
for the ladies.
One for the ladies.
This is for ladies who feel like you're not being noticed or appreciated. You don't have someone in your life and you're wondering why. Okay, and then you see your friends. Okay, other people. Remember, the girls who say, a lot of guys are asking me to keep in mind that low prices always attract many customers.
Ooh, low prices attract many.
Low prices always attract many customers. Notice the stores, the boutiques, the ones that are on Rodeo Drive, all these.
Just a special, quaint boutique.
Not a lot of folks milling around. It's mostly by name. Hi, Miss Zola. How are you?
Yes.
I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Oh, I was over in Peru.
The traffic is kept to a minimum. The traffic is kept to a minimum. Kept to a minimum. Yeah, you don't have a lot of people coming in and out of your doors. Because you would prefer quality over quantity.
Exactly. Precisely. Yes. Riff-raff needs stop. Keep going.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
No, stop a little further ahead. Just keep going.
Okay. I can appreciate that one as well. Cool. Thank you.
I was with a guy friend once at this many moons ago, but it wasn't like he was just a friend, and we just happened to go out. And so he told me later. He said, "The way you look when you were out, you look as if you were saying, don't even try it, you know." And I guess maybe I saw a group of guys or just more than one or two that I just thought that way. It's like, don't even come this way. I don't, you know. So it was kind of, I wasn't aware of that look that I had on my face, but I guess if they were coming with some message, I guess they turned around.
Oh, okay. So like your countenance had this. Okay, so you pretty much give off this. Don't even try it. Not receiving that. Ooh, yes. Yeah. And it's good to be able to identify people that are coming with BS.
Exactly.
And also,
goes up.
Exactly. Yeah. As long as you don't just run them off with some ugly, mean mug like, "Arr."
Oh no.
And then women say, "Don't nobody want to talk to me." They sure don't want to talk to you. Look how mean and ugly you look. Hell, I don't want to talk to you, and I'm not even trying to date you. But tonight we're talking about Indigo and Crystal and Rainbow Children, Empaths, Starseeds, and not just children, but adults, because many of the Indigo, quote unquote Indigo children, are said to have been born in the 70s, like myself, born in the 70s, baby. And I think about how being born in the 70s, I always brag about we were like the last of that best generation with that good music and family and big mama, grandmama. Your grandmama was one of those grannies that'll cook for you, have people over, and family reunions and music and dancing, food, good fun, and it was just beautiful. It was beautiful growing up in the 70s and 80s. Life was so different. It was just so different. It was completely different. Families and neighborhoods and communities. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about this is more so like a spirit talk, our mind, body, and spirit talk. And you can always join in on this conversation by just calling in, pressing star, and we'll get you in. That'll open up your mic. 866-510-9025. That's 510. 866-510-9025. Let me get that together. You should be following Black Talk Radio on YouTube and the Twitters, and go onto the webpage, listen to all of these shows with Mind, Body, and Spirit hosts, as well as the other shows, and we want you to donate to keep Black Talk Radio coming to you live. So you can make a donation and receive your Black Talk Radio Matters t-shirt also, right? Feather Light, we have some. We have our t-shirts. I need to make another donation myself too.
Me too.
Yeah, I should do that. And you can also set up, I believe you can set up automatic donations. So that's absolutely really, really, really convenient to set up automatic donations. And we need to support each other. We really do. You can also join BTR, the Black Talk Radio Community webpage. It's like a Facebook page. It's a social media page. So if you enjoy having conversations with others and posting your videos, like myself, I love posting videos, news articles, any kind of articles, informative articles, whatever. Share.
The different groups that are there.
Oh my gosh, the different groups. Yes, you can join groups just like any other kind of social media page. You know what social media I'm not into? I'm not into that Snapchat. I'm just not into Snapchat because of that facial recognition deal with that. So I'm just not, I've never been on Snapchat. So, but to all those that are, okay, go do it.
I have no comment.
Yeah, I'm not down in Snapchat because you have to do what works for you. I just don't have a need for Snapchat. I do like to peruse through like Instagram and Pinterest. I do like those websites, but that's about enough for me and BTR. I love the Twitters to see what Black Twitter is talking about. So, but that's pretty much it for me. And I've kind of been on a social media hiatus, though. It just began to bombard me with just too much. So I just had a little break.
I needed a break and breathe and just like get into me.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll still tune into my YouTube videos, people that I subscribe to. Like I'm always checking out Scotty on the BTR News to get my news updates. Speaking of news updates, before we dig into our topic, Featherlight, I have to mention this whole viral video footage with this passenger, David Dow, on the United Airlines flight. And we were talking about this, and so many people have been speaking on this. Even the lady that was arching my brows, she mentioned it. And she was like, "Did you see that video?" and all of this stuff. I'm like, "Oh, yeah." But anyway, oh my goodness, it was just horrible, just
It really
absolutely
was.
horrible. First of all, these airlines need to quit overbooking their flights. So
Exactly.
the other airline stewardess were in need of some seats, apparently, and so United overbooked the darn flight, and then they had to randomly select someone to depart. And see, I know they're always in the air, in the airlines are always offering um, $300 or $400 or whatever for someone to take the next flight or next day out or something like that. But when you're ready to go home, I don't care, especially if you need to get home. I don't care what you offer me.
Right.
I'm trying to go home because now once I have said, "Oh, okay, yeah, I can take a later flight out." No, take that little $300 or $400. However, this man said he had to get back home to his patients, and he was a doctor.
Yes.
But I tell you, all of that dragging him down, and then I was speaking with someone today that told me that he actually ran back on the plane. And I guess
Yes,
that's
I
what got
saw
all.
him. I saw the
Oh,
footage. He said he had to get home.
he
He
said
was
he had to get home.
serious.
Mm,
Yes.
mm, mm,
He
mm,
had
mm,
to
mm.
get back. This was important to him.
United Airlines
Important.
initially said in an email to employees that Dow was acting disruptive and belligerent and
Yeah.
had to be forced off the plane. The company's
Mm.
CEO later apologized for the incident, and the company will now refund the airfare to everyone on flight. Baby, United, how they said in New Orleans, baby, you can
Baby.
refund my airfare, but that's only the beginning of the beginning of refunds and compensation that I'm going to need because I would look. I'm traumatized just watching it, so I can imagine what the people on the flight. I'm traumatized for life. United Airlines. I
Greetings,
can't
lady.
go to work today, tomorrow, or the next day. What's up, Scotty?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Black Rose. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, my musical accompaniment. Thank you. Thank you,
You're
Scotty.
welcome. Hey, I just wanted to chime in the reason that he had to get home, and I just looked it up to make sure that I heard correctly. But he was a doctor and said he had patients in the morning.
Patience.
Yes. 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 He had patients that were waiting for him.
That's what I heard also.
And he
He
was
said he had
dedicated.
patience.
Yeah.
But you know
Yeah.
what? They shouldn't be dragging people off the plane like that. That's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I know he shouldn't run back on, and I know how strict that TSA and airlines are about passengers on the plane, but did it really take all that?
And then, in addition to all of that, that was quite humiliating because his shirt was pulled up.
It was pulled up.
Yes, and Asian people particularly are very respectful. They show a lot of respect to one another, and that was disrespectful.
Well, we show a lot of respect to people. I think respectable
No.
people
I
show
mean,
respect.
on a higher level, you know, when they meet each other, you know how they
Okay.
bow. They have very certain rules
Mm,
about respect
mm.
in
Yeah.
a different way from Western.
Is he Korean? Is he Japanese? I'm not sure. But I mean, one thing about it, he's a human being who was grossly treated unfairly on the plane. That was just horrible. But you know what? I tell you, man, I think I reserve that comment. Keep that in private. But I tell you, some of these people beginning to feel this heat, beginning to feel
Yeah.
that second class citizen heat around here. Mm-mm. You know, Asian men, and I meant to read that online over the air last week. Let me see if I can bring that up, and then we need to get into our show, but let me just see. Let me see. I want to read this because I was wondering. I'm like, that's interesting. I just finished reading this article. Let me just get this up. Give me just 1 second, everybody. Everybody. Let's see here. Okay. In 2015, average hourly wages for Black and Hispanic men were $15 and $14 respectively, compared with $21 for white men. Asian men outpaced white men. Asian men earn $24 an hour versus white men 21. So 24 for Asian, 21 for white, $15 for Black, 14 for Hispanics. Isn't that something? So Asian
How
men.
interesting.
Yes, and also Asian women earn $1 more than white women. Asian women earn $5 more than Black women and $6 more than Hispanic women. Yes, they do, and they tend to have a lot of what some people call like built-in structures. They're built-in employment centers. Just like when we go into these beauty supply stores and we see these children working the cash registers, or you used to see that. I don't really see that much anymore. I don't see it as much anymore. But about 15 years ago, you would always see them. I guess that's the generation that we see working now. Their children are probably, I don't know what they're doing. But I don't really see them much in the stores. I don't know. But see, here in Houston, and that's what I tell people, Houston beauty supply stores are somewhat different because here in Houston, Asians, they will hire Black people. They have Black people working the cash registers. They have Black people servicing us in the beauty supply stores. Because I remember back in Houston, back in Memphis, we used to always complain to them. We used to tell those shop owners, you can't tell me nothing about Black hair. You may be in here with this store, but you need to get some Black people in here. This may be your store, but you need some Black people in here that can elaborate on some of these products. We don't need you telling us about this hair and this particular shampoo. You don't know. You haven't used it. Right. So I guess it must have wiped over to Houston because, baby, here in Houston they have they have the sisters working in these beauty supply stores. Do they not? Satellite?
Always.
I haven't been in
I'll walk in
and
I'll say, where is she? And she'll point to the back.
Oh yes.
Is she off today? Yes, she'll be back. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Because this one young lady, she's been working with these people for so long. She know how to speak that language. I don't know what they speak. I don't know if they're I think it may be Mandarin. But she knows the language. She's been working with them so long. I said, girl, you know the language, don't you? She said, yeah, I've been with them for so long. So, interesting. But anyways, they beat the poor little man up. David Dow. I wonder if David's suing. I wonder if he's suing. He should. He should sue. He should be compensated. Let me just say that.
He had his attorneys already speaking on his behalf.
What did his attorney say?
He just gave a statement saying that it was wrong or what have you. It was just a one-liner. Just a one-liner statement. Yes, he already has attorneys. He's a doctor. they keep a retainer, an attorney on a retainer. Pick up the phone, hey.
Hello, got a problem.
Yeah.
Got a problem. Yeah. So, tonight we're talking about Indigo and crystal children, rainbow children, Starseed's empath. Featherlight, you say you're an empath. And I think I'm an empath too.
At different levels.
Different levels. Yeah.
Just like
Different
anything
levels.
else. Like autism. Different levels of autism. Not different levels, but different variations.
Yeah,
Different
that's
variations.
that's a good description. Yeah, different variations. Different variations. Well, Indigo children. I'll just speak briefly on Indigo children. We will listen to this video clip by Ralph Smart. He's speaking on Indigo children, crystals, rainbows. The Indigo children are said to be an upgraded blueprint of humanity. And the term Indigo child first came up when addressing the aura colors of these very different children. And they're said to be like gifted souls on a clear mission to challenge and shift reality. And many of the Indigo children began appearing like in the 70s. They have psychic awareness and highly driven, creative. They're very perceptive. And those children that you come across and you say, that's an old soul. Well, that child been here before. They say things that old people would say. Things like that. When you're around those children or have been around children, and they just say make the most astonishing comments, or give a critical analysis to something. Like that little child, that video went viral. The little child was in the back, and his mom announced he was in the back seat in his car seat, and there was another little baby to the left of him, and the mom announced in the car that she was having another child, and I guess she was videoing this, and so the little boy was like, "Why are you having another child? That don't make any sense. You have us, the two of us right here." And he was basically telling his mom, "Hell, you having a damn hard time taking care of us. I know. I mean, you talking down here going to have another child." I mean, he was giving mom's business, baby, on having another baby. He's like, "Look, shoot, you barely can take care of us. I mean, you can't hardly come pick me up from daycare on time." And then you talking,
You got a full cake. Your hands are full.
Oh, you got two babies in the car seat, and you talking about having another one, and no nanny. Nobody to help. Grandma not here. So your sister. No, you need some help. You need some help with that. But Indigo children, they're change makers. They question authority. They're not one to negotiate. They're rebellious, and they're very critical of those in power. Those are some traits of indigos, and they're driven, passionate, focused. So we're going to listen to some more about indigo children. And crystal children, they're the new generation of the light workers, and they're like about 0, like a baby, newborn babies to the age of 9. Those would be those crystal children. Crystal children. And then you have your rainbow.
They're more loving as opposed to warrior like the indigo.
Exactly.
Cuddly. I love everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you have your rainbow children. And they're usually born in they were born in the year 2000 and above. And they're here to help.
I can't hear you. The voice stopped in about the rainbow children.
Oh, rainbow children. The rainbow children, they usually were born around the year 2000 or above, like children being born now. And they are here to help humanity evolve. Yep, here to help humanity evolve. So they're here to complete their cycle of indigo and crystal children. And just as their name implies, these children have this full spectrum of colorful traits. Those little colorful children that you see there. Wear all these colorful clothes, colorful dress, colorful personality. They use a colorful language.
Yeah.
And their aura, yeah. The rainbow children, rainbow. So, Scotty, can we play that clip, that Ralph Smart clip number 1, if we could?
Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are here Feels so good to be alive. How to recognize you're an indigo, crystal, starseed, or rainbow child. We got a lot to talk about. Now, I get over 1,000 messages every single day. This channel is inspiring millions of people. And how it started was through my awakening. Let me just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. So long ago, when I woke up to the truth of who I was. And I receive so many messages that it's only right we dive into it. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? So along my early journey, I started to realize things aren't always what they seem. And when I say indigo, what am I talking of? I'm talking about the parapsychologist Nancy Ann Tappy, beautiful mind, who had synesthesia, and she started to see that the babies being born in the 60s, they had an indigo aura, and they were specifically coming to planet Earth to help planet Earth, to awaken planet Earth to a higher level of consciousness. And the indigos had crystals, and the crystals had rainbows. Now, these are all labels. Some people say free spirits. Whatever name you have for it, there is something going on. There is a massive awakening happening on the planet. We are in the information age. This channel has inspired millions of people. It has inspired people who inspire millions of people only through diving deep. So how would you recognize you are an indigo, crystal, starseed, or rainbow child? Well, I've got news for you. We all are. The great Carl Sagan said the nitrogen in our DNA, the calcium in our teeth, the iron in our blood, the carbon in our apple pies were made from the interior of collapsing stars. We are all made of star stuff. Slow motion this side. I was born on March 3rd. 3-3. Powerful number. The number of higher knowledge and wisdom. That is why this channel is growing so much. We'll come to that later. So, it starts like this. If you are rejecting authority, that's how to know. Many indigos, many starseeds, many people who identify themselves as crystals or rainbow children reject authority. There is no guru in the new paradigm on planet Earth, because everyone is a guru. Just like in ancient Egypt, on every temple it said, know thyself. Once you know thyself, you come to know the gods and the universe. The cosmos lives within you. So when you are rejecting all authority, as soon as you're born, you have parents telling you what to do. You go to school, teachers telling you what to do. You get a job, your boss telling you what to do. So all throughout your life, you got someone telling you what to do. I didn't want to be someone who told people what to do. I talk about becoming your greatest version. I can only share with you what's helped me along my journey, because I know a lot of people who dive deep on this channel are already awakened, right? I got people who are in their teens sending me stuff. I'm like, whoa, you've been diving deep. Because when I was a teenager, I started to go through an awakening, so I know what it's like. Rejecting all authority from institutions, dogma, right? Dogma. All of these things, religions, and anything which is trying to keep you in a box, right? If you're always trying to get out of that box, that's how to know you are an indigo, crystal, starseed, or rainbow child. You can't be held in a box. You can't be contained. So you are the questioner of your family. What am I talking about? You started to scratch your head a little while ago, and now you're starting to realize that the story you've been told about planet Earth isn't adding up. If you are having those kinds of questions, chances are you are a starseed. Now, we are all starseeds. It's just that so many of us on the planet are in amnesia. We have forgotten who we are. The indigos, the crystals, the rainbows, they remember who they are. That they are made of star stuff. That they are infinite beings with infinite potential. That is available and accessible to all of us. It's just that many of us have forgotten. So, as an indigo, as a rainbow, as a crystal, you're going to be questioning your reality. Why is this happening? Can I trust everything I see on the news? Can I trust everything I watch on the TV? You probably won't be even watching the TV, because you would be going on the journey within. Many indigos and crystals always question the official story. That's why they're so powerful. Now, sometimes your friends might laugh at you because you think differently. That's how to tell. I receive a lot of messages from people, and they're always like, Ralph, I grew up and I always felt I was different. Even at school. I did too. That's a chance you're probably an indigo or crystal, if you've been on the higher wave of consciousness and awareness. Because many times when you are going through a spiritual awakening, it feels like you are way ahead of your time. Now, it doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. It just means that you remember who you are. Okay? Many of us, we have been turned into mindless automatons on the planet. Oh my gosh! Don't worry about it. I was for a long time, until I realized I wasn't really living. I was just existing. Many indigos, crystals, and rainbows are all about living, having a more fulfilling life experience. Have you always been the black sheep of your family? Right? Or the white sheep of your family? Have you always been the odd one out? Wearing odd socks in the house? Okay? Many times it works like this, that when I say indigo, I'm referring to a auric color, to a vibrational frequency. So many times indigos, crystals, starseeds, and rainbows are born into households where they are the only one with this kind of consciousness. You will know what I'm talking about if it's happening to you out there. And if you're diving deep, chances are it is. So growing up, even for me, I was getting into big metaphysical books at the age of 12. Nobody understood what I was going through, right? Even I didn't at one point, okay? Because I was way ahead of my time. I've met indigo children, crystal children, rainbow children, star seeds, and some of them, they might be 9 years old, but they are super advanced. And because of this, it might create a lot of problems in the household because you are starting to see the Maya. If we go back to the Indus Valley, the Maya, meaning the illusion world. Okay? And there is the real world, there is the organic world, but there is also the Maya all around us. Okay, you've seen the Matrix, it's kind of like that. So because of this, you recognize when you don't really get on with everyone, even in your family and even with your friends. You can be with them, but you don't really think like them, right? So many times, a lot of indigo, starseeds, and crystals have a deep longing to find their soul tribe. I had for a long time. Then I said, okay, where is everyone? Where did you go? Then I realized that the only way I can do that is if I start sharing my journey. This channel has over 1 billion minutes watched. I never have to work again in my life. You see, that's what happens when you follow your true calling. You realize you will always be rich for life. We'll come to that later. So, 7-day vegan challenge is going fantastic, by the way. Shout out to everybody doing it, stuffing grapes and raspberries and pears in your mouth. Many indigos and crystals, star seeds as well, and rainbow children. If you want to recognize if you are one, how to tell, what are you eating? Many indigos are not even in the 3D most of the time. They're in the astral realm. They're in different dimensions. Okay? So they realize that all life form is precious. No life form is better than the other. I can't say, okay, this cow was just made for me. That's why I went vegan over 13 years ago. Best choice I've ever made. It saved my life and it made me incredibly happy. Because I said animals are my friends. I love my dog. I love the cat down the road. I don't want to take another life, a life I can't create. Slow motion this side. So it is for this reason many indigos, crystals, star seeds, and rainbows are eating a vegan diet, a plant-based diet, a raw food diet, vegetarian, because they're starting to realize, and this is the shift. I predicted that you're going to see a whole shift of people going vegan. And it's funny because people used to write to me saying, oh my gosh, Ralph, what are you doing? These are the same people doing the 7-day vegan challenge. These are the same people who watch my videos. We've created a whole wave of change. This is the future. Many indigos, star seeds, rainbows, crystals feel as old as time. Happened to me along my early journey. I was 15 and I felt like 30. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm back on planet Earth. I've been here before. It's like deja vu. It's like, oh my gosh, I remember this place. What am I doing here? Okay. They have a clear memory of their past lives. They have a deep connection to ancient lands. Okay. Being this star stuff, a lot of people who are indigos will tell you they are from a star constellation, the Pleiades, Sirius. Okay, so many times if you identify with even a star constellation, if that is resonating with you, that's how to know. Many times it's even from an ancient land. We can talk of Lemuria, powerful place of higher consciousness. We've forgotten the ways of our ancient people. We're coming back though. Now, they will label you. Okay, I received so many messages from people saying, Ralph, I've got bipolar, I've got ADHD, I've got this, I've got that. I used to work with people with ADHD as a psychologist and autism and all kinds of stuff. And they will label you because our society doesn't know how to deal with people who think outside of the box. Slow motion inside. It doesn't know what to do with you. Many indigos are unconventional thinkers, unorthodox in their approach to life, and therefore their behavior might seem strange when you're trying to mold them into a society which wasn't built for them. And a lot of the times, if you are being labeled a lot, okay, you have to say, wait a minute, do I really have something? Or is this just an awakening sign? Okay, and that's what I realized even along my journey. I thought, gosh, I'm having all of this anxiety. That anxiety I was having when I used to be on the train and stuff was really me, my inner voice telling me that you're here for a bigger purpose. There's more to life. There's more to life. How to tell if you're a starseed, crystal, or a rainbow child is if you have a strong sense of self, if you stand up for something, you don't want to just be another brick in the wall, chances are you won't go far. Because I'm so different, I made a difference, inspiring millions of people, rich for life. That's a guarantee. Only because I'm different. If you are also different, chances are you're on the new wave of consciousness which is on the planet. Okay, you got the millennials, right? They're different names. But many people who realize that all they want to do is start living a more organic and authentic life, chances are you are crystal or rainbow child. It works like this. Many times, indigos will always say a normal life is boring. Rainbows will always say a normal life is boring. Starseeds will always say a normal life is boring because we came from the stars, right? We were swirling all around, and you're telling me I gotta stay in a cubicle for 9 hours? Are you crazy? Right? So I started to realize a normal life was boring many years ago. And I said every single day I wake up, I just want to live in infinite abundance. I've done that, and I'm inspiring other people to do it. When people write back to me saying, gosh, Ralph, I'm having a great time. Thank you. Your video saved my life. It's a great feeling. That's what we're here for. Many indigos, crystals, starseeds, and rainbows came to planet Earth to specifically raise the vibration of the planet. They came to planet Earth to help people, right? They came to planet Earth to help people. They came to planet Earth to make the world a better place. Oh my gosh, Ralph, that seems like they're here to save the world. Well, many indigos, starseeds, crystals, and rainbow children often feel like they do. And that's why I always tell you that if you are sometimes feeling overwhelmed because you're like, oh my gosh, I have this urge just to help people, right? Chances are you are one. Because most people on the planet don't naturally gravitate towards that, or we would have an entirely different world. But many starseeds often feel this is their duty. They've been incarnating over and over and over again. They know what they're here to do. That's why they're so powerful. That's why people gravitate towards them. That's why these people are the game changers of planet Earth. Mark my words. They're all in Silicon Valley, creating the apps you're using right now. We have to start seeing that if you feel you came here to be free, okay? If you've got a tattoo saying be free, chances are you're an indigo, crystal, starseed, or rainbow child. If freedom is a priority for you, that's how to know. When freedom is the highest priority for you, right on or left on, definitely. For most people, freedom is not a priority, so they end up creating someone else's reality. They end up living someone else's life. They end up putting their dreams on hold. Indigos, starseeds, crystals, and rainbows always realize that, hey, I'm going to make this the best life experience ever. And that means I got to let go of all of these distractions. Okay? So that's really how to know if you are an indigo, crystal, starseed, or rainbow child. You know you have a higher calling, and you know there are going to be people around you who are going to tell you, oh, you're going crazy, you're no good. Well, I'm proof. Rich forever, over 1 billion minutes watched, never have to work again in my life. It's possible. And then you just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? We are here just breathing in that good ass prana, baby. A lot of people say, Ralph, where can I send you a question? I get over 1,000 questions every single day. Best place is just write it under the new video. Don't email me, because I can't check any emails, or Instagram at Infinite Waters. Have a beautiful day. We're here. Infinite Waters. Diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace.
All right. And that was Ralph Smart speaking on Indigo, Starseed, Rainbow, and Crystal children. We are going to take a break. Station identification break, and then we'll be right back. And Featherlight, I know you want to share some information with us on Indigo and Indigo children. And if you would like to share some information about Indigo children, just call in and press star and we'll get you right in. We'll go to break. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Mind Body Spirit Radio Show.
Okay.
Black Talk Radio since 2008, providing new black media for the masses.
And we are back with the Mind, Body, and Spirit Radio Show. And we just finished listening to this video clip by the Infinite Waters YouTube page and YouTube channel. And that was Ralph Smart speaking on Indigo and Crystal and Rainbow children. And I have always heard about the Indigo children, and then I began hearing about Crystal children. And we're going to have to schedule Baba Dick Gregory to come on and speak about the indigo crystal and rainbow children. He loves speaking about indigo children. Would you like to share your information on indigo children or make some... Can I just make this quick point, feather light, about some things that Ralph Smart spoke about in his video? We always speak about this, living someone else's dream or reality. Being an extra in someone else's play or their film versus starring in your own film. Translation, writing out your own script, your own destiny, your life. And not just existing in someone else's space and time. So we've spoken about that before, previously on the air. And also, let me see, another point that he made. Oh, yes. Starseeds. I'm not really into the whole starseed and Palladian discussion, but just speaking on starseeds. I used to know this guy, and I tell you, he would always say, I'm different, I'm from space, I'm from space. And we always thought he was just being humorous, because he was, and I mean, he was different, and he was just this popular cat, just cool cat, and he would always say he's from space. But I just assumed he was just joking, just being funny. But I wonder, now that I hear about this term, starseed, maybe he knew he was a starseed. I don't know. But people that are rebellious,
Okay, once again, this is Scotty, the engineer for the station, having some problems with the conference line, so I am going to try to resolve that, so stay tuned and we'll break back in. I don't think the ladies even know that I'm gone, so stay tuned.
Joining conference now. This conference is being recorded by the organizer.
Really, nothing is, because as Ralph Smart said, we all are from the stars. It's just these star children, they know. I think you were talking about your friend. You would say, I'm from another planet. I mean, they know. They remember. They recall. I'm obviously born in the 70s, but when I read that, I thought, oh, okay. After World War II, a significant number were born, and these were the indigo adults of today. So, however, in the 1970s, a major wave of indigos were born, and so we have a whole generation of indigos who are now late 30s, 40s, what have you, and they're about to take their place as leaders in the world. So, and basically, indigo children are warriors, as they said. They don't want to conform, and it's not that they're just being rebellious. They know that there's something wrong with the system that is set, the way it is structured. They come here knowing that, and they're saying, no, I'm not doing that. They have incredible specific attributes. They're creative, and they're able to access both the left and the right parts of their brain with ease. So they're artistically gifted, technologically competent, and adventurous. So that's a neat little package, because sometimes you find people who are just one of those. They're very creative, but they don't deal with the technology or vice versa. They may act like royalty because they have the feelings that they deserve to be here, and that's one very distinct characteristic about them. They have a great deal of self-worth, and so they have difficulty with authority, people telling them what to do.
Oh, I have problems with that. I have serious issues with people telling me what to do, trying to give me some instruction, and especially if I know that they don't know what the hell they're talking about, and I just don't. I have a problem with compliance in some aspects. I really do. When it just when it doesn't sit right with my spirit, or I already don't feel like I'm dealing with this. This is just something that I have to do. I'm being forced, like a job or something like that. It's like, no, work is good, but job, no. Okay.
Right. There's a difference. Difference. They can get very frustrated with rigid systems that have no creativity. And they don't care what others think of them. When they have their own ideas about how to do something which they feel is better, and they may also be diagnosed with ADD or ADHD. And oftentimes, when the children are diagnosed with ADD or ADHD and they're medicated, that's where the problem comes in, because the medication stifles their gifts. So here are 10 very good signs. I know that Ralph pointed some of them out, but here's them sort of in a concise way. They come into the world with a feeling of royalty and often act like it. They have a feeling of deserving to be here and are surprised when others don't share that. Their self-worth is not a big issue. They often tell the parents who they are. They have difficulty with absolute authority without explanation or choice. This is the way. They simply will not do certain things. For example, waiting in line is difficult for them.
Ooh.
I know you can really identify with that. They get frustrated with systems that are ritually oriented and don't require creative thought.
Oh, my goodness.
Better ways of doing things.
Yes, something monotonous. Like, I couldn't work in a factory on an assembly line. Talking about become alcoholic or depressed. I see why some of these people in some of these careers and professions, why they become alcoholics or drug addicts, because those types of jobs, that robotic, repetitious type of job, will drive to drinking or smoking or shooting up or something, I imagine. But I've never worked like a factory job like that. I mean, I just couldn't do that. And like being in the service, oh my goodness.
Then what? What did you say?
Service. To enlist in the service, I could never, because the minute they started telling me, first of all, to wake up early and go run when I don't feel like it, it's a different thing if I feel like it. But and that's standing in my face and yelling and all of that, I can't deal with that. I'll be like, look, and then sleeping with a bunch of people. Oh Lord. Reason like, oh no.
All those weird personalities.
Yes. Crazies and who knows what. So no, that's okay. That's okay. So anyway, you were saying.
Okay, let's see. They will not respond to guilt, discipline, Like, wait till your father gets home and finds out what you did. Like, okay.
Right.
They're not
Exactly.
shy.
All right.
What time's it coming?
Okay.
Come get me.
Okay.
Tell them
Look,
to knock on the door.
Okay.
They are not shy. Okay. They are not shy in letting you know what they need. I mean, okay. All right. They seem antisocial unless they are with their own kind. If there are no others like them, if there are no others of like consciousness around them, they often turn inward, feeling like no other human being understands them. School is often extremely difficult for them socially. So, now, this is interesting, and I wanted to share this because parents, you may have an indigo child, and you don't know it, and someone is trying to, as Ralph said, label them, and things are not working out. So this is to parents of indigo children. If you are a parent of a child, you know it's different. Your child probably chose you to help them help others in their spiritual path. How lucky you are to be the chosen parent of one of these incredibly gifted souls here to help this earth. If your child gets diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, it is important that you do whatever you need to do as a parent to help your child. Medicating these children or young adults only slightly inhibit their abilities. These children will be able to live a fulfilled life and do what they came here to do, whether or not they are on medication. They should not be put on medication. There is nothing abnormal. There are many ways to help your indigo child. First and most importantly, respect them. Treat them like you want to be treated, and you will have a great start to a good relationship with your special child. Practice unconditional love. In fact, you should practice unconditional love with family members, friends, and everybody by opening your heart. Give your child choices and give them reasons and explain why you have made specific decisions. Never say just because or because I said so to your child. Let your child make his own rules and fair consequences for breaking them if you think this is appropriate. Don't talk down to them and always be honest. Remember that they will know if you are lying. Don't use guilt when talking to them, and don't try to manipulate them in any way. Provide emotional support and really listen to them when they are talking. So those are, lastly, appreciate their strength and be open and willing to learn from them. They are here to guide you as well. Indigo children are soul pioneers, and their parents have contracted to join them in displaying the new ways of seeing things and evolving. Now, I wanted also, something else I wanted to share. I guess I did already. It was a note from parents. Because
From
some
parents?
from parents, because some parents just really don't know how to handle their special child. And so the note was just saying, I'm doing the best I can. There should be a tag. There should be a tag that you have to tear off your child after they are born before you can hold them. And this tag should read, caution. This is not a vulnerable soul that needs to be controlled and shaped. Please learn from the wisdom and gifts this child brings you. It cannot be returned or exchanged. May the force be with you.
I love it. I love it because just thinking about what you mentioned about the medicating these special children. Sometimes we label them as ADHD or autistic because they're extremely and highly sensitive and on a different wavelength. And this Ritalin and all this Adderall destroys their pineal gland, and it reminds me of that film Divergent, when the people are medicated to basically create these military zombies.
Right.
Or just robots, human robots.
Right. Right.
So
no free will thinking.
Exactly. So like the rainbow and the crystal children and the indigo children, those people are considered different and often called crazy. I remember when some of my friends used to call me crazy. And some of those people have come back and said, I used to think you were crazy, but now I see what you were saying. Like, yeah, it kind of made me feel bad for a minute. I was feeling a little down about being called crazy and a nerd and a geek sometimes. But now they see. I was trying to tell them. I remember sitting in the classroom speaking about some politics in one of my classes. And people, they were looking at me like I was just crazy. Just crazy. They were already looking at me like I was crazy because then I had my long locks all the way down my back, and I would wear my African garb and my head wraps every day. So I had a completely different look. But anyway,
many crystal children have delayed speech.
Many what?
Crystal children. Crystal.
Okay. Oh, crystal.
Crystal children have delayed speech patterns, and it's not uncommon for them to not speak or communicate by voice for like 3 to 4 years. But the parents can still communicate with them by mind to mind. They develop their own way of communicating. Use telepathy, sound, songs, and they fashion their own signs. But the trouble comes when the medical people, medical staff, and educational personnel, they get in, and like you said, they diagnose them as abnormal, and then they want to medicate them.
They want to medicate them. Indigo children, I read, shifting to purpose. Indigo children are destined to make changes, to challenge society, and to be loud in what they see as the flaws in the system. That's me. Every morning I wake up on my soapbox like, and it don't make any sense how it have to, and it gotta go by pineapples when I should just be able to reach outside my door and get a pineapple, and I have to go up to the store and pay $2.50 for something that should be free. How many times I said I have to go to the store and buy bananas, 48 cents a pound, something I should just be able to pick off the tree. I mean, I'm just almost in protest. I'm seriously considering becoming a breatharian, at least for a little while, in protest of having to buy groceries. Like they say in Texas, make groceries.
Make groceries.
I have to go make groceries. First time I heard somebody say make groceries, I was like, make groceries? How you make groceries? I thought you go and purchase groceries. So we're gonna make some groceries. Okay. Let's make them then. Let's make them so we can eat. Let's make some groceries. Let's see here. Indigo children, they have this sense of integrity also. And then see these crystal children, they are the new generation of the light workers, like we said. these babies being born now up through the age of like 9. Well, a few years ago up to the age of about 9. And let's see, they're very ideal. Now, like the Indigos feather light, they are highly sensitive and psychic, and they have an important life purpose. They have important life purposes. The main, and I'm glad that this is mentioned, because sometimes people get stuck in doing one thing. They're focused on just one career. Then they cannot. They believe that they're unable to have multiple careers or run multiple businesses or have multiple involvements or be a part of multiple organizations. So I like this.
Things like, you left so and so, you got another job.
Right. Yes. And see, that's the difference with what people call the millennials. Millennials now, when they start employment at one particular company, they already know in 2 to 3 years, I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere else. This is a stepping stone. Because they've ingrained in people so much, you need to have this experience, and all of this crap. Wait a minute, first you said I need to have the degree, and then when I get the degree, then you tell me I need the experience. Where am I supposed to get the experience? Where do I obtain that? Where can I sign up for that? So anyway, but the main difference between the Indigos and the Crystal is the temperament. And as you mentioned, they have that warrior spirit. They want to mash down those old systems that no longer serve us. So, did you mention about the eyes of the crystal children?
No, I didn't.
Okay, crystal children have these large, penetrating, and eyes that give you this perception of them being wise beyond their years. And they lock on you. Their eyes lock on you and hypnotize you. It's like your soul is being just laid bare for them to see. Have you ever had someone look at you like that? Like they're just, like you just bare. They're causing you to bare your soul, or they can just look into you, look through you, rather. Have you ever experienced that?
I had that encounter.
I don't think I've had that encounter either.
But you know what? One day, this is a long time ago. It's funny how some fleeting experiences, they stay with you. Because this was less than 2 seconds. But I was walking down the street.
Walking down the street.
And sing like those things. And I was going in the opposite direction of the cars. And the cars were slowing down as they were approaching the red light that I had just passed. So the car closest to the curb was slowing down as I was walking down the street, so that I could see who was in the car, and of course, me. That it was just that close. So just as I was approaching or getting close to the car, as it was slowing down, there was a person in the back seat. You know, somebody sitting in the back seat and they're looking out the window. And they were looking, or I won't say they were looking. It's just that as I got to the car, it wasn't like I was planning to look in the car. It's just I walked toward the car, and our eyes locked. They just like locked. It was a young girl. She was about maybe 19, 20, very, very young. And it was a strange, it was a nice lock. It was like, hi. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too. And then the car kind of moved on, and I walked on. But it was like, wow. I know I'll probably never see that person again.
Oh,
wow. It was like maybe our souls knew each other or something. Our spirits knew each other before we came here. But it was very pleasant. It was no words were spoken. I didn't even nod, and she didn't nod. But our eyes locked as if we knew each other.
Beautiful. I believe that can happen. So you just like have this immediate, passionate but simple connection. Maybe not even simple, but
it was very definite. Because sometimes you glimpse if somebody's like, you glimpse, they glimpse, and you go off. But this was like a lot. Like 1, 2, 3, pass.
Yes. I've heard people describe that. Like when you say, like, how do you know that is that look across the crowded room? And I've heard people say it's like 3 seconds. Because I was really interested. I'm like, how do you know? How do you know? You know how I ask questions. I get down to the bottom of it. I'm a great interviewer. And yes, I've had people tell me, like, when you lock eyes with someone for more than 3 seconds, that's something there.
That's communication.
That's silent communication.
Yes, those energy, they're sending you energy. That's a trans,
Or if you feel someone staring at you and you look, and it's like, I need to go to acting school. I should go to acting school. I have had an acting class, but I should go to acting school so I can just act the fool. Act the fool. So, Rainbow Children, I would love to do that, act the fool. Rainbow Children, just quickly, and then, because guess what, people, you stay tuned. Featherlight is going to spice it up with some tantric teachings. So stay tuned for the tantric piece.
And I have quotes.
Yes, and quotes. But Rainbow Children, these are the children born like in the year 2000 and above. And they're here to help humanity evolve. And they just have this spectrum of colorful traits. They're sensitive with big smiles, and they have this major important purpose in life. And they are said to be born in the ninth dimension of collective consciousness. And they have these big joyful hearts. And they bring a lot of joy to people, especially their family. And they're the healers. They possess this strong will. And let's see, there was something else I would. Oh yes, they're very blissful. So if you come across this young child, a lot of children, I take that back. They used to be quite blissful anyway. But I know it's this one little girl around here. Everybody have to forgive my little dog. He has allergies. And I had to bring him into the studio with me so I can watch him. So he's having a little coughing spell. So everybody just send a little prayer out. A little Easter prayer out for Jamie. Jamie's a little ill. Jamie's been a little ill. He's been to the vet. So please don't call SPAC on us. Don't tase me, bro. I just love saying it. Don't tase me, bro. That's what that man David Dow should have said to them on the United Airlines flight. Don't tase me, bro. He was saying, just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me. I can't, you know how people turn mixed songs into, what is it, the little mixed songs and all of that they do, like with Shirley Caesar, you name it. I wonder if somebody's going to come up with the mix, just kill me, just kill me, just kill me, just kill me, dun, 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 just kill me, just kill me.
I told you, respect and pride is very important. That was very humiliating.
It was. I'm not laughing.
Well,
it was kind of funny.
Yes. But somebody will. Some creative person is going to come up with the song.
That's horrible. Dave needs to be compensated for real, though. Please compensate David. I know David. Oh, my goodness. David. Because they did David wrong. That was horrible. That was just oh gosh, a violation of that man's human rights on that plane. So, anyhow, but I can hear that.
Let's have a quote for
Yes.
the Indigo children. It's okay to live a life others don't understand.
Oh, let's pick back up on that after this break. We'll be right back. You are tuned in to the Mind, Body, and Spirit Radio Show. And we'll be right back with Featherlight's quote.
Black Talk Radio Network is made possible in part with help from the Black Talk Media Project, a North Carolina-based nonprofit engaged in the production and distribution of independent digital black media. Find out more by going to blacktalkradionetwork.com or blacktalkmediaproject.org and look for the menu tab, Crowdfunding Black Media. Black Talk Media Project, helping to provide you with new black media for the new millennium. You are tuned in to Black Talk Radio, new black media for the new millennium.
All right, please sing your little Easter prayers out for little Jamie. I just told him to pull it together. People do not want to hear you, Jeppies. Pull it together. Pull it together. All right, Featherlights.
Yes. Let me run a few quotes past you before I quickly get into the portion.
Yes.
The world is changing. This is good for the Indigo and Taz, Starseed, light workers. The world is changing, and I'm on the transition team. Mm-hmm. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to accept what is true.
What is the truth?
You go, You, the one you are looking for, is you.
The one you are looking for is you.
Looking for is you.
Now say the previous one. You're not very. I couldn't hear you very well. The one before this, right? The one before this, you are the one you've been looking for. What did you say?
There are two ways. There are two ways to be fooled. Is that the one?
Yes, I believe so.
There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to accept what is true.
Okay. I hear that. Refuse to accept what is true. So many people are stuck in that particular category or mold.
Everything you can imagine is real.
Everything you can imagine is real.
Everything you can imagine is real.
It's real.
It's real.
You create your own reality.
Really just imagine just the unimaginable. And next thing you know, whatever, it's there. Maybe it took 10 years or what have you, but it's there. Here's one that I could use for love the body. Unless you love the body and unless you understand the body, you cannot grow spiritually. The body is the temple of the soul.
The body
And
is the
one last
temple
thing,
of the
the
soul.
temple of the soul. Yes. All right. And you are the one you are looking for is you. We need to keep that in mind because you got to go within. And last, here's a good one. Self-help. How to stop time. KISS. How to travel in time. Read. How to escape time. Music. How to feel time. Write. And how to release time. Breathe. All right. Let's get a little juicy toward the wee hours of the night toward close. Take sex beyond the physical. Let's explore tantric sex. I may have to divide this into another part two.
All right.
Western versus Tantra sex. What's the difference? Western sex, Tantra sex. Here's a quote for you. An orgasm a day keeps the doctor away.
Okay, excuse me, Featherlight. I hate
Yes.
to interrupt. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. We just would like to let our audience know that if you have some children in the room, you may want to send them in another room or change the station because we're about to get a little
10:30 people
X-rated.
Central Time. But maybe other people they're on another time. Okay.
Yeah, they may listen to this show in the middle of the day while they're driving down the car. Maybe
Right.
dropping their children
international.
off to school. Right. So anyway,
Yes.
we should give a parental advisory. Yeah, that's it. We
Yes.
should give a
For
parental
adults
advisory.
only. The following is for adults only.
Yes. Okay.
Real adults. I pretend. An orgasm a day keeps the doctor away. That's a funny quote, but seriously speaking, Christians monks have the highest rate of prostate cancer because they're not getting any.
They're not releasing.
Sex. Well, the logistics of it, yes, they're not releasing
They're not releasing.
all of this fluid and energy. And then guys, they sometimes complain about blue balls.
Well, but you know what? I wonder if they masturbate, even though they may not actually participate in intercourse. But do they masturbate to release? I wonder.
I don't know. But statistics show there's something going on with the fact that they're not getting sex because their high rate of prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That makes sense, though.
Yeah. Sexual energy is creative energy. It's the most powerful energy in the universe. Fluids from sex create life. Sexuality, creativity, and art are all part of the second chakra. Musicians, artists, highly creative people, they tend to be very sexual.
Politicians.
They tend to have a high libido. Yes, like CEOs, the powerful CEOs, they have a high sex drive. I did not have sex with that woman. They have a high sex drive. So in tantric sex, the belief is that sex should be done with enjoyment, playfulness, honoring one another, fully. And it should be for both parties done willingly. Willingly, both parties. Not turning your back saying, oh God, I want to do it because he keeps bothering me. No, it should be done willingly, playfully, happily. In tantric sex, there's no shyness, there's no hiding the body, there's freedom with your partner. You don't jump in the bed and throw the covers over you and say, "Get off to my eyes. You got a big belly. I want you to see my glasses." Both parties are being completely fulfilled.
Completely.
Focus on the female first. I like that part. Sex becomes more spiritual, uniting energies and souls beyond the genitals. Beyond the genitals, ladies and gentlemen. This is some information I received out of Shutterstock, Tantra 101. Just to give you kind of brief little pocket of what it's about. Tantra is a science. Tantra is a science, not a religion. Tantra is one of the oldest known arts of sacred sexuality practiced today. Anyone can use it. It's not prejudice. It's an elaborate spiritual practice, and it's used as a path to a higher consciousness. It's been around a long, long time, more than 6,000 years. But just recently, Tantra has emerged begun to flourish here in the United States. Tantra sex is just one of the many aspects of Tantra. Tantra sex is more of an art than an act, and is considered by those who practice it sacred. The essence of Tantra lies in the ability to transform sexual energy into a spiritual journey into nirvana, bridging the gap between spirituality and sexuality, thus awakening to full enlightenment and awareness. Now, Tantra sex is about releasing judgment. Okay. It's about exchanging energies, and it goes more. It's more from your soul rather than just your genitals. It's a lot more to it than the penetration. In fact, the penetration is the very, very last part of the ritual of Tantra sex. Anyway, you awaken all of your senses, all 5 of them.
Through all of the acts. But through the whole act, you awaken all of the senses.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's more of an engagement of like, would you say like every part of your body and using, I guess, your props or food. Food is a prop in sex.
Definitely, because it's involving taste. You feed each other. Mm-hmm. Yes, you feed each other. You choose aphrodisiacs like strawberries and chocolate. I use honey and
whipped creams.
Things like that.
That's the only time I like whipped cream, is if it's on something. Like, I don't like whipped cream on banana splits and all of that.
Yeah, it's too gooey. For smells, there's sandalwood, patchouli, ylang-ylang.
Yes.
You get your red light, your scantily dressed
red light special all through the night.
Like a sarong or a robe that you can quickly untie. You tantalize all of the senses. There's a lot of touching, so touching is one of the things.
I love a lot of touching.
Me too. Hugging.
I love touching and
snuggling,
staring, gazing into
to bathe one another. You don't get too drunk. You want to get drunk on each other rather than liquor. So let's talk about some differences between Tantra sex and Western sex here. Tantra has different ideas about sex. We sometimes view sex as a source of recreation rather than means of transformation. As is Tantra sex. More of a transformation for them. The Western goal may be to reach an orgasm rather than to please our lover or to connect with them more fully. Another key distinction is that the Western sexual script has a clear beginning, the sexual excitement, then you got the middle, penetration, and then you got the orgasm. You have the orgasm. So, see, get started, we enter, orgasm. Sex is seen as the goal-oriented, with orgasm being the result. And nothing is wrong with this. This is how We do things. This is normal. But with Tantra sex, the result is not goal oriented. Rather, it's timeless and it's unstructured. And the point of sex is not the orgasm, it's rather the experience, the sensations, and the pleasures associated with the intimate connection with your partner. There's stages, but there's no clear-cut beginning or middle. And one thing I like about Tantra sex is that it's slow.
It's what?
It involves slow moving, breathing, instead of rush. Very slow. That's why it lasts so long.
Concentrated.
Yes, focus.
Intense.
Focus.
Yes, focus. Almost
Yes.
methodical, but more organic.
Yes, you're focusing on your partner rather than focusing on, I hope I get one, or I hope I get it quickly, and that is a big difference because it's so goal oriented. The man will say, "Did you come? Or are you going to?" It's not like that with Tantra sex. It's much more spiritual, and it's more about exchanging pleasures between the couple. There is a transition into like a sexual dimension, more so. It's a lot more than just physical. It's emotional too. Now, are you familiar with the different stages of? Okay, we'll talk about that briefly, just to give the audience this kind of idea of what the stages are in Tantra sex, because it's not about just let's get together and kiss, feel.
Okay.
There's the preparation.
Okay.
Setting the tone, setting the atmosphere, the dress, the perfume, the aromatics in the room, soft music, Marvin Gaye. Ooh, speaking of which, Marvin Gaye is our African spiritual person today.
Yes.
Yes. There's the foreplay. Okay, we're all familiar with that. There's long foreplay in Tantra sex. There's penetration. Then there's the spooning.
Spooning.
Oh, that's so important. Spooning is interchanging loving energies and sexual toys which are beneficial for both parties, but especially beneficial for the man to receive the woman's food. Because
describe the position.
Powerful. Describe the spoon. Okay, One person has their back to the other person, and your bodies are connected from head all the way down to the toe. So you're like a spoon. Where that person goes, you go. You're intertwined together, and so the sexual energies after the penetration, after the orgasm climax, then you're still feeling that loving feeling. It's wonderful aftermath. It should not just end. The body should not just separate after the climax. And I know that it is typical for one of the partners to just jump up and run to the restroom, wash hands, whatever. But that so cuts into the enjoyment and the pleasure for both of them.
Baby, let me tell you something. When it's good, when it's like good, you can't jump up and run to the bathroom and do anything. You still trying to recuperate and enjoy, bask in the highlights of pure ecstasy. I know, honey. people that I've been with, not that I've been with more than one or two. My first and my last. My first and my last. But generally, it's like, from what I've heard, you feel so good. You're just having this euphoric feeling. It's a little difficult to just jump up. I understand that some people may have to jump up, and that's if, I guess you may have to feel like you need to release. But however, anyway, I just had to just inject that part.
Yes, when it's right, there's no way.
Yes, honey. Because I want
on TV. I mean, people finish making love and the phone rings and they roll up and say, "How can you do that? How can you just make love and just roll over and answer the phone?" Wow, what a disconnect.
You can wait a few minutes. You can wait a few minutes.
All right. Well, I want to. That's just a little snippet of the differences in one last difference, and I'll let you get to the African spirit. One other difference is that it's more orgasm focused in the Western approach. I kind of touched on that a little bit before. The activities and exercises that are involved in tantra sex, because it's more than just touch, feel. I mean, you have role play. You play with each other. There's playfulness. The woman may want to dress up in some kind of cute little apron with no panties on and stockings and greet you. The man may want to see you cooking and then come up and just spank you a little bit. All of this is involved in tantra sex. It's not just let's go get in the bed. In fact,
I have a question.
To stay away from the bed. Go ahead.
I have a question.
Okay.
What about wearing like high heel, like red stilettos?
Oh,
in
that's
bed
so
while having sex.
That's so alluring. In bed?
Like during sex, like keeping on your.
Oh yes. Oh yes. That's part of role playing. That's part of dressing up. That's part of adding to the whole element of pleasure. I believe our guest from a couple of weeks ago, Jet Setting Jasmine, and watching her video, she was pretty nicely dressed. She had on some really nice heels with a scantily dressed. I think it just adds more to the visual.
I think so. I do also as well, because I don't always want to have sex just completely naked. Sometimes I would like to have on, and sometimes I do have on something sexy.
Right. Easy access sexy. Yeah. And color is always good. Red is it's a sexual color. I forgot what exactly.
It's like a power color.
It is a power color.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Fertilization.
It's what? Oh, fertilization.
Fertility. So I'm going to put a pin to it right there. The last thing is that the timing, the timing here in the West, usually sex lasts 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour if you're really lucky, hour and a half, you like banging. But in tantra sex, it could go from 2 hours to a day, to overnight, on into the next morning. It just depends on the couple. It does require stamina. It does require an interest in your partner.
Feather light.
Yes.
Before we have to close out, let me just share a quick piece about Marvin Gaye, because I have a quick question about tantric sex. But Marvin Gaye is the person we are highlighting tonight for our African Spirit segment. And Marvin Gaye, again, one of my favorites, was born Marvin Pence Gaye Jr. on April the 2nd, 1939. And he made the transition on April 1st, 1984. I remember that day. He was an American singer, songwriter, and record producer. He helped shape the sound of Motown in the 1960s, first as an in-house session player and later as a solo artist with a string of hits including Ain't That Peculiar and How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You and I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and duet recordings with Mary Wells, Kim Weston, Diana Ross, and Tammy Terrell, later earning the titles Prince of Motown and Prince of Soul. So, highlighting Marvin Gaye as our African segment piece. So he wins he is honored the African segment of Mind, Body, and Spirit this week. I love his music. He started singing in church when he was 4, at the age of about 4. Yep. And let's see, he won a Grammy and, of course, several other awards. He won, I think the Grammy was for sexual healing. Let me see, he won that Grammy. I believe it was sexual healing. But we know Marvin Gaye was fatally shot by his father. They had a very strained, contentious relationship.
They really did.
And that's really sad because my grandfather also killed his son. So, but that's what when you're living in this wicked, crazy system, families are torn apart.
Certainly are.
Because this system can cause so much pain and destruction amongst families, and it will drive you insane. So, Featherlight, close us out with just a little breathing, if you don't mind. I did have a question, though, really quickly. I'm sorry. Pardon me. Why should people give tantric sex a try? And how do you know if it's good for you? And who can do it?
Okay. It extends the time and effort that you put into sex, and you will reach a higher and more intense form of ecstasy rather than rushing through it and then getting just a little bit of an orgasm. You will get more. Someone described it as a pure LXD sex-wise.
Never had any LSD, but it sounds...
Yes. Sting's wife, she boasted once that her husband could make love for more than 5 hours at a time, and they practice tantric sex. If you're looking for something new to do in bed, you want to become more intimate with your partner, if you want to reconnect with your spouse, a long-time mate, it would be great to do. For one thing, there's no pressure on the male. There's no pressure for him to perform. Many times, fellows do feel like, I sure hope she, is satisfied. I hope I'm doing a good job. I hope that I'm large enough for the new people. But the emphasis is not on that.
Well, it sounds like there are many benefits to tantric sex, and we should have a part 2 again on, not just a part 2, but just a regular discussion around tantric sex. Because it's nothing to be leery of. It's a tantra is like it's a practice, just like yoga. Yoga is a practice. Some people do yoga for spirituality, and some people just do it for the exercise. Please do tantra the same way. Let's take a deep breath. Breathe from my belly. Inhale, your stomach goes out. Exhale, stomach goes in. Do a full, complete exhale. The more you exhale, the more toxins
As you release, I'm going to do it one more time and inhale to the count of 6. Take out 6. Good. Inhale. Inhale. 4, 5, 6. Hold. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now let it out slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Namaste. I have one last quote to go before I leave and find my friend. But I heard one person say, they don't trust old people who don't curse. So here's one for you. Don't give up. You still got a couple of motherfuckers to prove wrong. Namaste.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you for the breathing and the tantric sex.
I said adults only.
That's true. That's true. You did say adults only. So, as we close out, thank you so much.
Study.
Oh, yes. Sure. No problem. No problem. No problem. Merci beaucoup. For the light. But as we close out tonight, again, we honored Marvin Gaye. Well, we're honoring the late, great Marvin Gaye. One of my favorite Marvin Gaye songs, well, I would have to say one of my favorite albums would be the What's Going On album, and also, what's the one? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on the one with Anna song, the one that he wrote thinking that it wouldn't become a great hit, and it became a classic.
Oh, For You, My Dear.
Yeah, Hear My Dear. The Hear My Dear album. And if you're unfamiliar with the history of that album, research that history. And the best history the best way to get that history is through buying that CD. And the cover, remember how we used to read the covers of the albums with the words on the back and all of that? Well, in that CD, the history of what he was going through with Anna and Barry Gordy, the music company, and his fight, and he was under contract, and oh my goodness, had to make this, produce this album, and he said this will just be a flop. Turned out to be one of his best-selling albums. But Hear My Dear, oh my goodness, that's a classic. So let's close out with this interview with Marvin Gaye. I always love to hear him speak. He has such a beautiful, beautiful voice. So Scotty, if we could play that.
It has gone through how many phases, if you would group it?
Well, I don't know how many phases my music's gone through. I write my music according to my lifestyle. If I'm sad, I write sad music. If I'm being divorced, I write divorce albums. If I'm sexy, if I feel hot and horny or something, I'll write a horny album. Ben, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. It's a result of 3 or 4 things. One thing was I was undergoing 2 divorces at the same time, which can be rather traumatic by itself. And then I was in bankruptcy. All my property had been confiscated, and there was a lot of money and a lot of property, millions of dollars, and that was rough, leaving me penniless. And then I was really having quite a political upheaval with Motown at the time, and we weren't getting on at all. And I was really broke, and things didn't look too good, so I was stuck in this forest, and I couldn't see. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you, I owed the government $4 million too, so that's enough to leave the country, you know what I mean?
You owe the government $4 million.
I forgot to tell you that. I just want everybody to know why I got the heck out of Dodge. I did it the way I thought Mahalia Jackson might have sung it, with a little bit of my style, but borrowing a bit of her. And I put it to a march beat with a slight reggae undertone, very, very slight. And I felt that while singing it, while practicing it, I felt that I felt it from my soul. You know, I felt that singing it with that kind of music as the background gave me an inspiration, and I asked God that when I sang it, would He let it move men's souls? And I decided to go with it.
Let me get your feelings on a few subjects. First of all, money. What's your feeling on money?
I'm broke. That's the first thing. And I'm not particularly fond of money, if that's what you're asking me. It's not my first prerequisite, you know. One of my great passions are cars, and I spend a lot of money on the fairer sex, which gets me in a lot of trouble.
Cars and women.
I guess. Yeah.
Fast cars, fast women?
Well, some are slow.
Cars or the women?
It's both.
Okay. Taxes.
Oh, I owe lots of taxes.
How do you feel about taxes? You think
I don't
that's
feel.
fair?
Sure, it's fair if that's what they want to take. Listen. I don't own this thing down here. They can take what they want. I just have to try and keep what I can keep, and there are people who are able to do that for us, and we just use the law and keep what we can keep within the law, and let Caesar have what Caesar wants. I can't fight Caesar.
Love.
Love?
Love.
What about love?
That's what how do you feel about love?
I don't know. Love is misery. Love is miserable. I think I'll be a bachelor and I'll swing, and I won't fall in love. I'll just be loveful, be kind and good, and have fun. I don't feel like being miserable.
Marriage.
Miserable. Miserable. Except you find the right that is your soulmate, and that takes a lot of looking. I'll never marry again until I know I'm ready, and that I have the right lady, and the right consciousness, and a good girl who don't fool around too much and all that stuff, you know.
Sex.
Sex? Oh, God. Sex is marvelous.
Love is miserable.
And
marriage is miserable.
And sex is great. Yeah, that's about right for me right now. No, there is quite a separation between the two as far as I'm concerned. I think that sex is really sex and love is love, and if you happen to love the person that you're having sex with, that's tremendous. But I really see a complete separation in the two, that they're totally unrelated to me.
Chewing gum.
I love it. I did this on the Grammys, I hear I did it, blew a big bubble. I was nervous because I didn't know if I'd win or not, and I was just blowing sort of this bubble, you know. Somebody said, Jesus, you got this blob of gum on TV. You got the most terrible thing we've ever seen. It's awful, huh? Well, if you like for me to stop, if it's a bug.
No, actually, I knew you were going to be chewing, and I didn't want you to feel all alone.
You brought me a package, huh? Or are you going to chew with me?
I'll chew with you, you know.
Bless your heart.
You don't want to chew alone. You need a fresh stick.
No. Actually, I've got this habit. I could never figure where to store it. Thank you. So my dad sort of stores it behind his ear here.
Mm.
And when I need a quick, you know, I always store it behind there, and I can
How's
pop
it
it
flavor
out.
when it comes back?
Well, it's good because I keep my ears very clean for that purpose.
Mm. I read in an article that you once seriously thought or tried to commit suicide.
Well, yeah, I really hate to respond to this question because I hate to answer questions that make me appear that weak. But being an honest soul, I have to tell you, yes, I was quite close to that point at one time during my 4-year hiatus. Considering it, yes.
The whole...
It's called, I was a manic depressant. I was at my lowest ebb. I really didn't feel like I was loved. And because I didn't feel loved, I felt useless.
You getting ready to go back on the road now.
Yeah.
And you got a tour that's already selling out, and you haven't even started yet.
Oh.
How's it feel?
Feels great.
You love that, don't you?
It's incredible.
Now you talk about being loved, and that's gotta make you feel at your highest ebb.
Oh, yes.
I got an extra, one for you and one for him.
That's pretty.